Good Tuesday morning, and thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know at the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Veltima Fungicide, the proven number one for the toughest corn diseases with long-lasting residual when you need to be confident your fungicide will perform. I'm Joe Everett. A couple quick calendar reminders. We will be at the Pickaway County Fair on Thursday, thanks to Lice Mercantile, helping manage risk since 1983. Find out more at licemercantile.com. Then Ritchie Brothers is having a large auction on June 25th. Visit rbauction.com for complete details. And the Ohio AgNet's Feeding Farmers is now statewide, and winners will be chosen soon for a visit from the Ohio AgNet with free lunch for your farm, family, and crew. Visit ohioagnet.com/feedingfarmers to enter, and hopefully we will be at your farm this summer. Brought to you by Ag Revolution, Paradise Energy Solutions, Tempte, and the Ohio AgNet. Looking at your agricultural news headlines, we get an update on the weekly Ohio Crop Progress Report and also an update from the Between the Rows farmers. Then we learn about the Growing Forward program and how it's helping agriculture's next generation. That's all coming up in today's news feed, which is delivered to you by Ebert's Field Seeds. Proven local seed performance to Ohio farmers. It's time to start planting Ebert's. Call us today at 937-473-2521 or visit online at ebertseeds.com. Yesterday, the USDA released its latest weekly crop progress numbers. Let's take a look at those. The Ohio Crop Progress Report is sponsored by Relentless Ag, every acre at peak performance. Learn more at relentlessag.com. Corn emergence reached 94% ahead of last week's 91% and just below the 95% average. Ohio corn condition was rated in 86% good to excellent condition. As we turn to soybeans, emergence reached 94% ahead of the 87% last week and the 89% 5-year average. Ohio soybean condition was rated 55% good to excellent. As we turn to winter wheat, it is at 95% harvested, ahead of the 61% 5-year average. Ohio wheat condition was rated 62% good to excellent. To learn more on these numbers, you can find those today at ohioagnet.com. Now let's turn to Brianna Smith for this week's Between the Rows.
This week's Between the Rows update is brought to you by Seed Genetics Direct, the number one fastest growing and largest Ohio-based independent seed company. This year's growing season continues to be a tale of two different stories depending on where your farm lies in the state. Let's check in with Greg Ramsey in Ross County.
We're still on the dry side, but we've been getting just enough rain to keep things going and keep things looking healthy. I wouldn't say anything is stressed at the moment, but we are still somehow on the dry side of the world. But we started wheat harvest last week. We're about halfway through that. Yields are fairly average. Not much to get excited about, but certainly not bad. I think we're a little better off than some in our area.
Read the full update online today at ohioagnet.com. Reporting for Ohio's Country Journal and Ohio AgNet, I'm Brianna Smith.
Thanks, Brianna. Farm Credit Mid-America's Growing Forward program is helping support the next generation of agriculture by combining financing, education, and mentorship for young and beginning farmers. The program is designed for producers aged 35 and under or those with less than 10 years of farming experience. Participants work through business plans, financial record keeping, and attend Farm Credit Mid-America's Know to Grow conference, which focuses on building stronger management skills and long-term farm success. They say the goal isn't just lending money, but building sustainable farm businesses through education and relationships. The program also connects young producers with peers facing similar challenges, helping strengthen both their operations and communities across the region. To learn more, you can find this full article today at ohioagnet.com. Now we check in with Dusty Sonnenberg.
Yesterday, the Ohio Farm Bureau Foundation held its annual golf outing. I had a chance to catch up with Adam Sharp, Executive Vice President of the Ohio Farm Bureau, to discuss the importance of having a foundation.
As you know, Ohio Farm Bureau is the state's largest farmer organization, but we also have a foundation, which we started now multiple decades ago now. Mm-hmm. And the foundation has a mission, and that mission is Youth Pathways into Agriculture. So our major goal is to help, and as this has been the case since the beginning, is to help young people find a career in agriculture. So we're trying to help through numerous different programs and services. Scholarships are a big one. Mm-hmm. So when folks are out here playing today, their sponsorship is helping to sponsor any of these different pathway programs. So scholarships are one. Also, a lot of these career-focused programming. Explore Ag, for example, is one of those. But there's other things that we do that are all career-focused. And then also just the network. So the network of the Federation, and then also of all of our partners, and many of them obviously all here today, helping young people meet people, interact with folks, and then hopefully, the goal is help them get a pathway into our industry.
Again, those are the comments of Adam Sharp, Ohio Farm Bureau's Executive Vice President, and yesterday's golf outing for the foundation raised over $115,000. Reporting for the Ohio AgNet, I'm Dusty Sonnenberg.
Thanks, Dusty. Now let's take a look at the forecast. Today's weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's Ryan.
A fully dry day is settling in Ohio today, and we're going to squeak out most of a dry day tomorrow. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Quick forecast update for you here in Ohio. We have high pressure in control today. Lots of beautiful sunshine, and I'll give you mostly sunny skies through the day tomorrow as well. Clouds will increase in northwest Ohio close to sunset, but I'm holding off on any moisture getting into the Buckeye State until after midnight tomorrow night. Through the day Thursday, we see anywhere from 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch possible, but I'm going to back coverage off to about 50% of the state, so it's not everyone by a long shot on Thursday. Can see some lingering showers in southern parts of Ohio on Friday. I-70 southward, and then another round of significant rain and thunderstorm action develops Friday afternoon through the overnight and through the first half of Saturday. We actually can see some strong to severe weather in there as well. 1/2 to 2 inch rainfall totals will be coming out of that to start the weekend, drying down but warming up afterwards. I'm Ryan Martin.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. Coming up, we get an update from Ty Higgins on the Ohio State Fair in today's featured audio as the Ohio AgNet continues.
Looking for heavy equipment but don't know where to buy? Purple Wave Auction has you covered. Always online and always no reserve. It's your destination for construction or ag equipment ready to work. We even sell semis, trailers, and fleet equipment for your operation. Best part? It's free to join. Head to purplewave.com. That's purplewave.com. Sign up for a free account and start bidding today. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
This is the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust. I'm Ty Higgins. Ohio agriculture will be taking center stage at this year's Ohio State Fair with the new Imagine Ag exhibit designed to help fairgoers better understand where their food comes from and the many industries connected to Ohio agriculture. Joined today by Marlene Ike with Ohio Farm Bureau to talk about the vision behind the new building, the interactive experiences inside, and the message organizers hope visitors take home from this year's fair. Marlene, great to see you.
Great to see you as always. Thanks for having me.
We talk about bridging the gap a lot with consumers, especially when it comes to the state fair. The vast majority of fairgoers, the only experience they'll have with agriculture the entire year will be at the Ohio State Fair. And so this is a great opportunity for that outreach and for that education.
It is. So as we were imagining the exhibit and we thought about who the audience was, if you live and work in agriculture every day, this exhibit isn't for you. You're going to enjoy it and your family's going to love it. And please come. It's going to be a great time. But this exhibit is for the average fairgoer who does not get to interact with agriculture. And so we've built and imagined and told the story throughout this entire experience for folks who this maybe is the one time a year they get to learn about agriculture. And so what are the biggest things we want them to take home? And how are we using the language that they can understand and meets them where they are in the experience they're having that day at the Ohio State Fair to convey what we hope to get across and what we hope they take away from the exhibit. So, those really big things that we want them to learn are about how farmers are caring for their animals. We want them to know about the precision and the innovative, really awesome technology that farmers are using in agriculture today. We want them to see kind of how awesome the changes have been in the last hundreds of years and about how those changes allow farmers today to feed more people than ever before, because we've got a growing population here and fewer farmers every year. And so we want them to take those big messages to home, that they know that their food is safe and healthy and great for them, and it's grown right here on Ohio farms. And so those fairgoers hopefully experience that in some really fun ways in the exhibit.
Break it down for us. We walk into this huge 75,000 square foot building at the State Fair.
Yeah.
How do we traverse it and what are we going to learn about?
Sure. So, of course, we've got fun names for each of these exhibits, but you're going to walk through storied seasons when you enter the exhibit from the Taste of Ohio Cafe. So, if you picked up something really fun from our commodity partners in the Taste of Ohio Cafe for lunch or supper, then you'll walk through the big doors into Imagine Ag, and you'll go through storied seasons. That's going to take you through a year in the life of an Ohio farm, and so there's going to be things you hear and see all through what happens over the course of an entire year on a farm. So that's a great way for us to sort of set the stage for a lot of the other pieces, right, as we kind of come through there. Our big centerpiece then in the middle, which is what you would get to next for many of kind of the spokes of this experience, is called Crop Invaders. And this is a place where we're going to have what I've been calling batting cages, for lack of a better word. I'm sure our exhibit designers have a nicer term for that. But we've got 4 batting cages where fairgoers are going to be able to actually fly a drone. That's why the batting cages are important, right? So we want exhibitors to understand what sort of technology farmers are using in Ohio agriculture today. And to do that, we want to have a really fun hands-on game that they get to engage with so they can understand the precision technology that illustrates what farmers are doing to protect their crops. Harvest Hero gives visitors a chance to understand the size, the scale, the scope of Ohio's crop harvest. There's going to be a massive combine. You know, one of the really cool opportunities about how big this building is with the Ohio Ag Center is that we can bring in huge full-size equipment to have on display. So the main takeaway always is that Ohio farmers, day in and day out, are working hard with their families to produce quality food, safe food, healthy food for you, food, fuel, and fiber for you and your family.
Marlene Ike with Ohio Farm Bureau leading the way with the new Ohio State Fair exhibit. Marlene, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Come see us at the Ohio State Fair. Starts July 29th.
Hey, thanks, Ty, for that update. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more as the Ohio AgNet continues.
If agriculture is your way of life, you need news you can count on. That's why Ohio farmers turn to Ohio's Country Journal, your source for the latest in crop updates, livestock insights, market trends, and the stories that celebrate country life across our state. Every issue keeps you informed, connected, and ready for what's next in Ohio agriculture. So don't miss a beat. Renew your subscription or sign up today at ocj.com/renew and grow with the publication built for Ohio farm families. That's ocj.com/renew.
Life on the farm moves fast, and so does the news that matters to you. Stay ahead with the Digital Daily from Ohio AgNet and Ohio's Country Journal. Each morning, get the top ag headlines, market trends, weather updates, and the stories shaping Ohio agriculture, all delivered right to your inbox. It's free, it's easy, and it keeps you informed before the day gets going. Sign up now at ohioagnet.com for the Digital Daily and get yours first thing in the morning.
You're tuning in on the Ohio AgNet. I'm Joe Everett. Now for today's market analysis, which is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring the brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. Here's Ryan Martin.
It was an underwhelming start to the trading week yesterday. Corn, beans, and wheat lower. Look, new crop beans eked out slight gains, but it was just a blasé day overall. Traders were basically waiting yesterday for crop conditions and the Commitment of Traders report, so that'll likely get traded through the day today. The big news yesterday was soy oil rally. It was driven by the need to expand U.S. green diesel production. Soy oil is the favored feedstock from an economic standpoint. Last week's break in the soybean oil was tied to falling energy prices, and yesterday we saw that divorce come back in. Crude oil was down another $1 to $1.50 yesterday, while bean oil tried to turn it just a little bit. Brazilian tallow is going to likely face a return of 25% tariffs by late summer under a Section 301 investigation, so that helped fuel the bean oil, the veg oil market yesterday as well. I'm Ryan Martin.
Hey, thanks, Ryan. Now let's take a look at your overnight trade brought to us by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. July corn trading down a half to 4.11. September corn 4.19, down 3/4. As we turn to soybeans, July 11.14 1/4, down 1.5. August soybeans 11.21, down 1.5. And July wheat 5.93, down 4.5. As we turn to livestock from yesterday's close, June live cattle 255.82, up $1.02. August live cattle 247.35, up 72 cents. As we look to lean hogs, July 94.65, down 37 cents. August lean hogs holding steady at 96.72. September feeder cattle 368.82, up $4.15. October feeder cattle 366.02, up $4.27. And July class 3 milk 15.78, down 19 cents. This is the Ohio AgNet.